Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peter Likes Books. Did you see little Boo Radley right there? Boo Radley! Boo! He's sitting over there helping me today. So anyway, let's just get right into this video. I had some books that were sitting up there that I wanted to put away, but before I forget what books I received, I wanted to do like a little August book haul. So I have 6 books that one from the library, a couple that I received, and a couple that I bought. So let's just get right into it. I was actually at Barnes & Noble and Half Price Books earlier because Tom Talks Books and I are doing a buddy reads in September, and I wanted to show that book, but I will do that in a book haul later in this month because you guys know I just constantly am buying books. So, the first book I want to talk about it has a funny story with it. Goodbye Days, a novel by Jeff Zentner. He is the author of The Serpent King, which I have right over there, and I have not read it. I actually got this book at the library, and it's kind of a funny story. So, it's a book about a kid who, I'll read it to you, and in just a second I'll read it to you, but I'll tell you the funny story first. So I had this grammar book that I was using for editing my next novel that's coming out. If you guys don't know, I wrote a book, it's listed below, it's called The Before, Now, and After Then. You can get it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Audible, everything. So anyway, but I was using this like Oxford book. It was very embarrassing that this was the book that I couldn't find. The Oxford book of grammar and etiquette, or grammar, not etiquette, something like that. But anyway, it kept on showing up on my library thing, so I would just renew it because I couldn't find it, right? And I was like, oh my God, if you know my history, I've tried to be a good library patron, but I already had a $3 overdue fee, $3.25, and now I'm gonna have to buy this book because I looked everywhere. I could not find this book anywhere, right? So I went to the library. You guys know I love the library, and I had it, like I looked it up on my phone, and I was like, I'm just gonna go and see if it happens to be on the bookshelves, right? They're sneaky at the library. Watch out, they'll get you. So I went back there, lo and behold, there's my book sitting right there, all in green, right? So I pulled it down, I went up there. The woman was very, very nice, and she took it off my thing, and she's like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm like, oh, don't worry about it, I still have to pay for it. I go, speaking of which, what does happen if you lose a book at the library? She's like, oh, well, we ask that you pay full price for it. And I was like, okay, good thing to know because I don't want to ever have to do that. So anyway, while I was there, I went to the young adult section. There really was nothing there that was new that I wanted to get, but I got Goodbye Days by Jeff Zentner. I will read it to you. What if you could spend one last day with someone you lost? One day, Carver Briggs had it all. 3 best friends, a supportive family, and a reputation as a talented writer at his art school, Nashville Academy of the Arts, for the Arts. The next day, he lost it all when he sent a simple text to his friend Mars, right before Mars, Eli, and Blake were killed in a car crash. Now Carver can't stop blaming himself for the accident, and he's not the only one. Eli's twin sister is trying to freeze him out of school with her death ray stare, and Mars's father, a powerful judge, is pressuring a district attorney to open a criminal investigation into Carver's actions. Luckily, Carver has some unexpected allies. Eli's girlfriend, the only person to stand by him at school, Dr. Mendez, his new therapist, and Blake's grandmother, who asked Carver to spend a goodbye day with her to share their memories and say a proper goodbye to his friend. Soon the other families are asking for a goodbye day with Carver, but he's unsure of their motives. Will they all be able to make peace with their losses, or will these goodbye days bring Carver one step closer to a complete breakdown, or even worse, prison? So I thought it was really interesting. It kind of reminds me a little bit of I can't think of his name. More Happy Than Not, Adam Silvera's new book. What's his newest book? I can't remember that I read. Not his third newest book, because I didn't get sent that arc, even though I asked for it. But his newest book. If anybody wants to send me Adam Silvera's newest book, The Arc, I would love that. So anyway, then the next thing is I went to Half Price Books and I bought The Way I Used to Be by Amber Smith. I'd actually seen a lot about this. It's basically about this high school girl that goes through 4 years of her being in high school, and what she thought she knew to be true now lies. Nothing makes sense anymore, and she knows she's supposed to tell someone what happened, but she can't. It's one of those books. I love those books, okay? And very much looks like a Lee Moriarty book. Don't you think it does? Kind of look like Big Little Lies a little bit. So that sold me alone, so I'm excited about that. And then I got Richard Lehman's Dark Mountain. Why, Peter, do you have these tacky price tags on these books? Oh, you take that one off. And look, then underneath it says $3.99 with even a tackier price tag. But anyway, I love these Richard Lehman books. I'm reading one right now. I can't remember what it's called. They're totally scary. Do you guys want to hear what this is about? Oh my God. Okay. For 2 families, they're always camping trips though, and I don't camp, so I don't get that scared. But for 2 families, it was supposed to be a relaxing camping trip in the California mountains. They thought it would be fun to get away from everything for a while, but they're not alone. The woods are also home to two terrifying residents who don't take kindly to strangers. Don't talk to strangers. An old hag with unholy powers and her hulking son, a half-wild brute with uncontrollable violent rages. The campers still need to get away, but now their lives depend on it. I think this book sounds fantastic. I love shit like that. Okay, so then my good Judy Tanya, she gave me The Good Girl by Mary Kabuka yesterday. I think I might have this on Audible now that I look at it. Anyway, it says, one night Mia Dennett enters a bar to meet her on-again, off-again boyfriend, but when he doesn't show, she unwisely leaves with an enigmatic stranger. At first, Colin Thatcher seems like a safe one-night stand, but following Colin home will turn out to be the worst mistake of Mia's life. They should have called this. The Lifetime movie is called eHarmony.com Gone Wrong. Anyway, I said, was it really good? She goes, I mean, it was okay. I go, just okay? She goes, it was better than okay. I was like, okay. So, now I will say, I don't remember who sent these to me. Oh, I was going to write their names in the beginning of the book, because I always forget. I think Carrie sent this to me. And it's Out Stealing Horses by Per Patterson, winner of the Independent Foreign Fiction Prize. And it's a Norwegian book, and where Carrie is from. In 1948, 15-year-old Trond spends the summer in the country with his father. The unexpected events that come to pass alter his life forever, and that's what this book is about. I talked about it at length on my vlog, so y'all can go over there, my vlog channel, Peter Vlogs. I'm vlogging every day for the year 2017. Go check it out. Okay, and then the last book, oh my God. I meant to keep the thing in here, but see, I talked about it in my vlog, and I thanked her, and now I don't remember who sent it to me. Don't hate me forever. Don't hate me forever. But somebody sent me, I love you, Jan Karen's At Home in Midford, which is book 1 in the first novel in the Midford series. It's easy to feel at home in Midford. In these high green hills, the air is pure, the village is charming, and the people are genuinely... Did I do this in like a BookTube book? I feel like in a BookTube vlog I read this. Did I do that in there, or did I do it in my vlog? Yet Father Tim, the bachelor rector who yearns for something more, suddenly finds he has more than he can handle. His life is turned upside down, with church secretary Emma Garrett managing his every move. The appearance of a very large dog, a lovable but unloved boy named Julie thrust into his care, and the charm of an attractive new neighbor who affects surprising change in his stick-in-the-mud habits. Seemingly overnight, Father Tim's quiet life isn't so quiet anymore. Heartfelt and moving, this is the book where it all began. And I've heard a lot about the Mitford series, and a lot of people have recommended it to me. So in my vlog, I think I did this in my vlog. I may have done it on here. If I did it on here, I apologize. But I have heard so many things about how beautifully this book is written. So I just read like a page and a half of it, and I just want to do that for you guys, because it's just I love books that I just like instantly, like when I sit into my like cozy spot over there in front of my fireplace with a bunch of pillows and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So, Barnabas, 1. He left the coffee-scented warmth of the Main Street Grill and stood for a moment under the green awning. The honest cold of an early mountain spring stung him sharply. He often noted the minor miracle of passing through a door into a completely different world, with different smells and attractions. It helped to be aware of the little things in life, he told himself, and he often exhorted his congregation to do the same. As he headed toward the church office 2 blocks away, he was delighted to discover that he wasn't walking at all. He was ambling. It was a pleasure he seldom allowed himself. After all, it might appear that he had nothing else to do, when in truth, he always had something to do. He decided to surrender himself to the stolen joy of it, as some might eat half a box of chocolates at one sitting without remorse. He arrived at the office, uttering the prayer he had offered at its door every morning for 12 years. Father, make me a blessing to someone today, through Christ our Lord. Amen. As he took the key from his pocket, he felt something warm and distinguishably wet on his hand. He looked down into the face of a large, black, mud-caked dog whose tail began to beat wildly against his pant leg. Good grief, he said, wiping his hand on his windbreaker. At that, the dog leaped up and licked his face, sending a shower of saliva into his right ear. Get away, be gone, he shouted. He tried to protect the notebook he was carrying, but the dog gave it a proper licking before he could stuff it in his jacket, then tried to snatch it from him. That sounds like something you would do, Boo Radley. He thought of running, but if anyone saw him fleeing before a shaggy, mud-caked dog, everybody in town would know it within the half hour. Down, he commanded sharply, at which the dog leaped up and gave his chin a bath. He tried to fend the animal off with his elbow while inserting the key in the office door. If he were a cussing man, he reasoned, this would offer a premier opportunity to indulge himself. Why don't we read more on BookTube? Like, I would love that, like, just to go to other people's channels and have them read, like, 2 pages or a paragraph or the first chapter of a book. I think that would be so fantastic. So, Boo Radley, Boo Radley? I mean, is he not the sweetest dog in the entire world? Thank you so much for co-hosting my video with me today. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.